Welcome everyone, this is Honest Restart, and this time we're talking about Pikmin 3 Deluxe and questioning if it's worth buying again. Now, when I say buying again, I'm referring to the fact that Pikmin 3 Deluxe is the deluxe version of Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3 came back out on the Wii U. If you were a Wii U owner, if you were a Pikmin fan, you'll probably tried out Pikmin 3 back then, but of course on the Switch there are way more people who have it, not that many people had a Wii U, so there are plenty of people who may get Pikmin 3 for the first time because they never had a Wii U. But if you're one of those select few Wii U owners who did get Pikmin 3, is this game worth buying again? That's what we're talking about today. Now before we jump into things, I want to quickly talk about my social media. There is a Twitter page, a Discord community, a Patron page, and a Twitch channel. If you are interested in any of that, check it all out. It's linked in the description below. And of course, if you like what you're seeing here, subscribe. So the first point I want to make is that for me, Pikmin 3 Deluxe may end up being worth it. I'm not entirely sure yet. We're going to be talking about that in this video. But for you, it may also be worth it, or it may not be worth it. It's going to be different for everyone. This is a subjective thing. So when I ask the question, is Pikmin 3 Deluxe worth buying again? That answer is going to differ for everyone. And that may seem like an obvious thing, but I just want to put out the disclaimer before we get into this discussion here. So now let's talk about Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I think if you are a Pikmin fan and you have not played Pikmin 3, is definitely a good deal. You should definitely be very interested in this game because Pikmin 3 is already a really good game, but Pikmin 3 Deluxe is going to have all the DLC, quality of life changes, a number of them I would say, that I think overall improve the flow of the game, and there's even some additional campaigns with Olimar Louie for the prologue and epilogue. And that adds a little bit more content as well, not to mention there's also co-op, and there is the ultra spicy difficulty, so if you're looking for a little bit of extra challenge, all of that is there. So for people who haven't played Pikmin 3, I think that is a pretty good deal. If you are interested in the Pikmin gameplay, that's definitely something that I think is worthwhile. It's worth the $60 or whatever the full priced value of the game is wherever you are from. That's a good deal. But for someone like me, who bought Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, is it worth it? I played through Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. Now, admittedly, I didn't finish the game, but there's that. I also technically got the game for $20 on sale, so I didn't even pay the full $60 at the time. But now, Pikmin 3 Deluxe is available for $60 on the Nintendo Switch, and it seems like on the Switch, games are holding their value even more so we may not see a price drop for Pikmin 3 Deluxe for a very long time. And I've been playing the demo so far, and like I said, I've played through a lot of it. I sort of like what I'm seeing. There's a number of quality of life changes. The flow of the game, it flows better. I think I like this version of Pikmin 3 more personally. I actually like that the map is all a part of the same controller and screen. You don't have to really separate any of that on the Switch version, or rather you can't. It's all in one place, but the motion controls work pretty well. You don't have to play with motion controls, by the way, but it is an option. The gyroscopic aiming, I think, works really well. And the game just seems to flow better for me. Now, one thing that people have been sort of pointing to that seems quote-unquote lazy, I don't like using that word to describe a developer, but some people are saying that, so that's what I'm gonna use here, I guess, is that the graphics don't seem to have taken that much of a substantial bump, if at all. So basically, the game is at 720p in docked and around 524 or something like that in handheld. I may be remembering the handheld resolution wrong, so I'll probably put a correction if I'm wrong in the editing for this video. But the point is, visually, the game has not seen any noticeable improvements. Now, playing through the game, ignoring the fact that I know factually the resolution has not been improved, it looks fine. I think the game looks beautiful. It looks great. I think it's aged really well. Are there things that could be a little bit better? Yeah, I feel like that is the case, but the colors stand out, the water's beautiful, the plants and such, all of that just looks great. And I love going into the camera mode and seeing all of the Pikmin and enemies close up like that. It looks really good. The ground textures need some work, but overall, the game looks great, and I'll say that playing it in person, it looks that much better. Playing this demo has shown me that the visuals still hold up really well. When I saw the treehouse footage and the trailers, from there, the game didn't seem to look as good as I had remembered, or, it just didn't seem to have as much visual oomph, but playing it in person, without all that YouTube compression and such, it looks great. So even though the game hasn't seen some sort of big noticeable jump from what we can tell so far, I still think the game holds up well visually for today's time. It's fine enough. But after playing through the demo and seeing all the quality of life changes and how the game flows and the visuals and such, is the game worth $60 for me at this point? Is it worth buying again after having paid less money for it on the Wii U? I'm on the fence. I think once we get a little bit more information about the game, I might do it. I think I'll probably do it, to be honest with you. I think I will. But I should point out that I make Nintendo YouTube videos, so for me it kind of makes sense to buy Nintendo games so I can play them and talk about them. But as the average consumer, if you are in a similar position as I am, say for the whole YouTube thing, if you're just like a gamer who played the Wii U version, are you going to want to pick this up? Obviously it's subjective, it's hard to say for sure. For me, I would say it kind of makes sense because I didn't actually get a chance to finish Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. You see, on my Wii U, the gamepad battery was dead, so I had to have it always plugged in, so that was kind of a cumbersome experience, and that definitely made things harder for me to play through Pikmin 3 on my Wii U. So on the Switch, everything works correctly, everything flows really well, and I really like challenging games, so I think this will work really well for me, the Ultra Spicy mode. The additional Olimar and Louie missions seem nice, but at the same time, from what we've seen, they don't seem to have too much new assets and such. It really looks like it's just kind of repurposing content that was already in Pikmin 3, so it doesn't look like there was that much additional development effort put into it. But still, there's the DLC, there's a co-op mode, so if I have a friend or something to play through this game with, that might make it a little bit more entertaining as well. So I do think there's value here. I think if the $60 isn't a lot for you, and you want to play Pikmin 3 and you enjoy it on Wii U, and you want to play through the DLC and the co-op and have the extra difficulty and the Olimar and Louie missions, then you're going to like this version. And I think it's also worth pointing out that this is a portable version because it's on the Switch. That does make it nicer. So I guess, for me, I would say that, yeah, Pikmin 3 Deluxe is worth buying again, but I also think there's going to be a lot of people out there where it may not be worth buying again. But what do you guys think? Do you guys plan on getting Pikmin 3 Deluxe? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, everyone, this is On Just Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care.